Our next guest is not a guest at all. It's a dear friend, Kathy Fulton, the executive director of ALAN, A-L-A-N, the American Logistics Aid Network. And not too long ago, they gave out the ALAN HLAs.
Really, really cool stuff. We're going to dig into that in a second. I want everybody to go to alanaid.org, alanaid.org. You can find them as Alan Aid on Facebook and on LinkedIn at the American Logistics Aid Network, and over on Instagram at Alan Aid as well. Kathy, welcome back. I turn it over to you and Dave now.
Oh, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us as always. And about 20 years of what you've been doing here, and you've got the awards this year. And you guys yourselves were recipients, I understand.
So, yes. Yeah. So we were very fortunate to recognize all of our founding partners who created ALAN 20 years ago in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. We looked back at the awards, which we've been doing about 8 or 9 years now, and realized, hey, we probably ought to recognize all these people who thought that we were a good idea to exist. So very fortunate to get to hang out with them for a few hours a couple of weeks ago.
I'm going to just list off the honorees, and maybe you can go back and kind of run through a little bit of the details. Continental Logistics, Fleet Advantage, Niagara Cares, Partners Warehouse, Dr. Bertu Balchik of Ozenjan University. I hope I did that right. And, of course, the ALAN founders. I started that list before, and I should have looked first. No, I'm just kidding. But tell us about Continental Logistics.
Oh, yeah. So we love Continental Logistics. They're part of a group, Port Jersey Logistics, out, on the East Coast. And they've just been amazing partners for us. Pretty much any time we call and ask for support, they step up and they help with stuff for us. But they also are really active in their own community, so helping with food banks and community centers. And we worked with them after the fires earlier this year in Los Angeles, but we've also worked with them for hurricanes and whatnot. Lots of stuff through the years. So you talked about us being friends and getting to hang out. I love getting to hang out with all of these people as well.
Now, Fleet Advantage, they won the Employee Engagement Award. So maybe a little bit about the award and then talk about Fleet.
Sure. Yeah, we give awards in different categories because we want to recognize the way that businesses participate in humanitarian activities. And so whereas Continental Logistics, we recognize them for, using their logistics know-how to provide support in disaster. We also wanted to recognize Fleet Advantage because they're like everybody, they're doing stuff year round, but they're doing it in such a way that it's really engaging their employees. So they do all of these meal kitting, and they work with a lot of the community organizations within their areas where they operate. And they host these volunteer events where they bring their employees in, they pack meal kits. It's just such a really cool story, and a great way for the employees at Fleet Advantage to say, hey, my company is really involved, and we're doing things that we're not just making money for the company, we're making a difference in our communities. We really love that.
Niagara Cares is another recipient, and the name indicates they're nowhere near California, but they've done a lot of work in the wildfires out there.
Yeah. So Niagara Cares is Niagara, the bottled water, Niagara bottled water. And they packed all of these food kits, or care packages rather. They paint murals. And again, this is something where they're taking their employees, they're giving their employees time away from their day jobs to go and work in the communities. And again, their employees love this. I have a chance to talk with employees from all of these companies as we're going through the awards process, and they recognize how important it is that that they're part of their communities where they're operating. And so this is one of the really lovely things. We saw the devastating wildfires out in Los Angeles earlier this year, and certainly neighborhoods that are in need of cleanup and rebeautification, and Niagara has really leaned into that. It's really beautiful to see.
It's interesting that I've been through enough hurricanes to know the pattern, so to speak. You wait for them, they come, they leave, and then you go to work. But man, those fires last as long as the aftermath in a sense, if you know. So it starts from the square one and never really slows down. Yeah, Partners Warehouse is another company that's won a great award.
Yeah, Partners is a group out of Chicago, and they're part of Flex Logistics now. And actually, one of the folks who is affiliated with Partners, Bob Shaughnessy, was one of our founding members as well. Totally separate that he got to come up on stage twice that night. But Partners has been providing warehousing services for us. We received a donation of pallet jacks a couple of years ago. We don't have warehouses. We don't have transportation. So Partners graciously has been keeping those things in their warehouse for us. They pack them up whenever we're ready to send them out to nonprofits. It's just been incredible. And it's actually helped, we track kind of metrics like how many people does this piece of equipment help, and like their work has indirectly supported nearly, or I guess over 700,000 people who've been affected by crisis. So it's just, you never think like, okay, I'm going to keep this, pallet jack in my warehouse and then I'm going to ship it out when I need it. The impact that that actually has along the way, just by, a few minutes of service in the warehouse is huge.
To the laymen who are listening, and I thank you so much, but the folks in trucking know that warehousing is part and parcel of the logistics supply chain, but a lot of folks, we need bottled water. Well, you also need a place to put it.
That's right. It's everything along the way, Dave. I mean, you've got to have, somebody's got to manufacture that water, and somebody's got to get it to a warehouse, and somebody's got to move it from the warehouse to a distribution area, and then somebody's got to take it off of the pallet and hand it to the person who needs it. So it's really that end-to-end supply chain. That's, part of the joy for me is being able to work with people all the way along the way. We work with the businesses who provide those services, but we're also working with those nonprofits who are really at that last mile, that last inch, and working with survivors. So it's kind of a cool place to be in the supply chain.
Dr. Balchik won a very unique award, which again plays into the unseen stuff that you guys do, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we love working with the academic community, and every year I'm astonished by the recognition or the submissions that we get, especially around the academic contributions, because I'm not a college professor. I'm not in the research world, but I just love reading about the changes that are coming or the research that's being done that we know is directly going to have an impact, both on commercial supply chains, but also in those humanitarian supply chains. So Dr. Balchik has worked to look at like the very detailed mathematics and science behind how do we plan where we put locations for people to receive supplies. How do we decide how to route those things? Where to, what's going to work best for the nonprofits who are working in that to work with their suppliers. So it's, again, like you said, it's the unseen that has a real impact and helps the nonprofits save money and save more lives.
Kathy Fulton, by the way, joins us this morning. You guys can go to allenaid.org. You can go to the Book of Faith, where you can find them at all caps Allen, lowercase aid. You can find them on the LinkedIn at the American Logistics Aid Network, and of course on the gram of Insta at Allen Aid. We're out of time. We can't thank you enough. It's the fastest show in trucking, so we appreciate you making the time. We will find more for you if you'll find it for us.
Love talking to y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Ken.